I took the cemetery path as a shortcut. Stupid, I know. It was already dusk, and the gate was half closed like a mouth caught mid-sentence. My phone was nearly dead, but I needed to shave off 10 minutes if I wanted to make the bus. So I stepped inside. The air changed the second I crossed the iron gate. Heavier, still, like something was holding its breath. I passed rows of moss-covered stones, some leaning like they were trying to whisper secrets. A crow watched me from a bare tree, not cawing, just staring. Then came a sound. Click. The kind of click a lock makes when it decides you're not leaving. I turned around. The gate was shut. No one in sight. My phone buzzed once, 1% battery, and then it died. I tried the gate. Of course it wouldn't budge. The chains were old, but they were tight, and the lock looked like it hadn't been touched in decades. Until tonight. I called out. Hello? No answer. Just the wind stirring dry leaves like whispers in a language I didn't understand. I walked back into the cemetery, hoping to find another exit. That's when I noticed. The layout had changed. There was no path anymore, just graves. Rows and rows of them, stretching farther than they should. Some had names, others didn't. One had my name. I froze. Footsteps. Not mine. Soft, slow, crunching on the gravel behind me. I turned around fast. Nothing. No one. And then, from the corner of my eye, a figure. A silhouette between the stones. Too still, too tall. I didn't move. Neither did it. The silhouette just stood there, almost blending into the tombstones, like it had always been part of the graveyard. Then it tilted its head, not like a person, more like a puppet, snapped to the side too fast, too sharp. I backed away, trying to retrace my steps, but the more I walked, the deeper I went. The trees got denser, the tombstones older. Some were shattered, half buried. Others had symbols I'd never seen before, circles and slashes, almost carved into the stone like warnings. I could still feel it watching. Every time I looked away, it was closer. And then I stumbled into a clearing. Dead center stood a stone mausoleum, its door wide open. I didn't want to go in, but the thing outside, it was getting closer. I could feel it now, the way you feel a storm before it breaks. The mausoleum was colder than outside. The air didn't just smell old, it smelled wrong. Damp stone, decay, something like metal. The walls were covered in faded names. I ran my fingers along them. One caught my eye. It was scratched out, violently, deep, angry gouges in the wall, like someone had tried to erase it from existence. Something moved in the darkness. Not behind me, above me. I looked up. The ceiling writhed, dozens of eyes, tiny, blinking, and then they shut all at once. I ran deeper, stumbling down crumbling steps that shouldn't have been there, a staircase spiraling into the earth. I heard the mausoleum door slam shut behind me. The staircase ended in a narrow chamber. The walls pulsed, damp with moisture that shouldn't be there. A single candle flickered on a pedestal of bone. I don't know how it was lit or who lit it. Across from it, a mirror, not old, not cracked, just a mirror. But my reflection was wrong. It blinked when I didn't. It moved when I stood still. Then it smiled, a slow, wide grin that stretched too far. And then I heard breathing behind me, right against my ear. I spun around. Darkness. When I turned back to the mirror, my reflection was gone, and I was still looking into it.